Shalom, and welcome to another installment of Apostle GMS, giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Today's topic is going to be entitled, "This is Only for the Elect." And the title pretty much says it all. Basically, when you read the scriptures and you call yourself understanding the scriptures, the ones that there's people out there that think they know the scriptures or understand the scriptures, but they don't. And there's people that see the scriptures, their eyes are full open to what the scriptures is all about. And if you're one of those people, then most likely you're one of the elect. Because the Most High is only dealing with the elect of Israel. So if you can't get these different doctrines, like for example, we had a big thing with the reincarnation thing. If you can't see that reincarnation is not mentioned in the scriptures, and there's several examples of it, then you're blind. You're blind to this very day, and you're not of the elect. Because now the Most High is sealing the elect. Give me the book of Revelation 7, verse 1 on down, and you can read that and break it down.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 7, and verse 1. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. This is dealing with the wind that they're speaking of here is dealing with the destruction. And there's 4 angels that are actually appointed on the 4 corners of the earth to hold back, this destruction until the time when the Lord is ready for this thing to happen. It says, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. So basically, that's the elect. So the Lord, he's not going to destroy this place until his servants are sealed, and then there's other prophecies that have to take place before the destruction actually comes. But one of the main things that has to happen, is that the servants of the Lord have to be sealed. It says, this is Matthew chapter 24. I start at 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Why? Because you have Israelites that are scattered among all these different nations. And then once this word goes out to the 4 corners of the earth, and the word enters into the elect, into their spirit, the Lord will seal them. And then the Lord can bring the destruction, and that's coupled with, the mark of the beast being the microchip. Iran, America and Iran getting it on with Russia, the Armageddon, the different troops over there in the Middle East fighting against each other. And all of that will culminate, at the right time.
And see, Jake doesn't talk about that. Jake doesn't talk about what's going on with the build-up over there in Russia, the former USSR. They're not talking about the situation over there in the Levant, in Iran and Iraq, that whole Jake's mind is not tuned on that. They're tuned on local shit, and they're tuned on beefs. Jake doesn't see the bigger picture, man. They don't see the bigger picture.
That's right. All right, this is back in Revelation chapter 7, verse 3. Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. Now this seal, oh yeah, okay, go ahead.
Okay. The book of Ephesians, the 1st chapter, the 13th verse, it says, in whom ye also trusted, after that ye heard the word of truth, the gospel of your salvation, in whom also after that ye believed, ye were sealed with the Holy Spirit of promise.
Yeah, so it says after you heard. right? Then you were sealed with the Holy Spirit of promise. Why? Because it was something that was promised from the foundation of the earth.
Yeah, and part of that promise is to be delivered. Is Yahweh Shai promised that if we trust in him, when he comes back, he will deliver us from, mainly from these bodies, man. Because that's our main prison, these bodies. You go in the book of Jude, it tells you about these bodies, everlasting chains. So Yahweh Shai is coming to liberate us from this filthy body. And we get that glorious body. That's the promise, and be changed, be made righteous, follow the laws, all that good stuff.
That's right, that's right. And how do you know you trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai? By actually doing the things that he commanded us to do. And that's how you know.
Yeah, and you wouldn't have a problem with his likeness being put in production videos. You wouldn't have a problem with him appearing as he's supposed to appear, which is a so-called Negro, with dark skin, white woolly hair, and red eyes from wine. If you got a problem with that, then you ain't of Yahweh Shai, man. I don't care what you say.
That's right. This is James chapter 1, verse 21. Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls. Because this word is what seals you. So notice over here when it said in Revelation 7:3, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. Now what's that seal? Well, when you go back into the Old Testament, the seal in the Hebrew is thawah, which the word thawah is exemption from judgment, meaning that you have spirits on the planet that the Lord has exempted from the judgment to come, because they were predestined to be delivered or to be saved at the end. So no matter what, the Lord is going to guide that person into the right path, to be saved and to be delivered and to accept and hear this word and be sealed with this word. Now it's going to give you the number. And I heard the number of them which were sealed. And there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Now this 144,000 is the governing body. And this governing body was not chosen in this time now. This governing body was chosen before the foundations of the earth, before the earth was even created. Before anything was created, they were already chosen to be the elect, because they are the elect. And it goes on to say, and of the tribe of Judah was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Naphtali was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Simeon was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Zebulun was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph, which is the Ephraim, was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin was sealed 12,000. Okay, so that's the 12,000 out of each 12 tribes, which adds up to 144,000. All right, it says, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and peoples and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. Now these here are talking about Israelites from all the different prospective tribes, all the 12 tribes that were mentioned before, but they were in the midst of all these different nations, So that's why the Lord has to have his word go out throughout the four corners of the earth, so he can sift the house of Israel from among these nations and take out those of the elect from among them. And then eventually all of Israel is going to be separated from the midst of these nations, because the Lord said that we're a holy people unto the Lord. He would separate us from these different nations. We're going to be set back up in power. You're going to know who an Israelite is in the kingdom when you look at them. They're going to have that glow. You're just going to know. It says, the
book of Acts 2 and 5, and there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven.
They were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. So these particular people, which were Jews, which were, primarily Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and whatever other tribes was scattered in that area, they knew that they were Israelites coming from among these nations, but that's the point. The point is that they were among these nations. But you have Israelites that are out there right now that have no clue that they're Israelites. That's what his word is going out and touching different people out there. And the different people, although they may look like a white person or a Chinese person or a Hamite or whatever, something inside of them in their spirit, is drawing them to this word. No matter what they look like. Why? Because they're Israelites that are being drawn from among these nations to come to the word. And the word is what's drawing them in.
Yeah, the same chapter, right? Acts, the 2nd chapter. As you read lower down, it gives you the number of the individuals of those devout men that were basically saved. Beginning at Acts 2 and 40, it says, "And with many other words did he testify and exhort, saying, Save yourselves from this untoward generation." And I believe that was Peter, the Apostle Peter. And as you read on, it says, "Then they gladly received his word, then they that gladly received his word were baptized, and the same day there were added unto them about 3,000 souls." And that's just in one day. So can you imagine now?
Yeah, and Peter wasn't drawing those people by feeding them, giving them a literal food. They having a cookout, and the people started coming to because they were smelling the food.
No, he
and,
just
and
gave
the
them
wine
the word.
was good.
He just gave them the word.
That's it. And that's the point, because the word is what's drawing. See, when you go fishing, you got to have bait on the hook. Otherwise, you're not going to catch any fish. So the bait right now is the word. So when the Lord said he's going to make us fishers of men, you got the word as the bait, and you casting your net out there. And whichever one of the elects is out there, they're going to get caught up in that, and then they're going to be brought in and placed in the basket for salvation, so to speak.
Yep, the book of John 6 and 44, it says, "No man can come to me except the Father which have sent me draw him, and I will raise him up at the last day." So when you come to Yahushua, you're coming to the word, because the word really represents Yahushua. Right now, Yahushua physically, he's not with us physically. He's in the spirit world. But spiritually, he's with us through the word. And so when you come to the word, brothers out there, you're coming to Yahushua. And you're coming because, just like Yahushua said, he said it, he said it here in John 6 and 44. "No man can come to me except the Father," now that he's talking about his Father, which is Yahweh, "which have sent me, draw him, and I will raise him up at the last day." Right. So in order for us to be raised up, that means we have to be where? On the bottom. All right? So the Lord is going to take us from the bottom and raise us up.
Right.
No, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I looked up this word, seal, pursuant to the first scripture that was read, Revelation 7. And the word is stragazo. Then you got a root word. I'm not going to read what root it came from, but it says the biblical definition is to set a seal upon, mark with a seal, to seal, for security from Satan. Since things sealed up are concealed, which means with seal, as the contents of a letter. Like if I have a letter for you and I address it to you, I seal it, give it to you. If you say you never got it and the letter is found with the seal broken, that means somebody got it that wasn't supposed to get it. So it's the same thing with this truth. The Most High gave us this letter and he sealed it for us to get. So when we broke that seal, we were the right guys because our name is on it. That's the elect. So the ones of you that can't get these breakdowns, you get mad at the fact that basically you're saying fail, like this guy. You're saying fail doesn't mean that you're right. Like if if you ask me how do you get to a certain street, and I point that way and say you go 3 blocks up and you make a left and you make a right at the light and then you're there and you say fail, that doesn't mean that I told you a lie. You just didn't want to accept it, man. You know? And that's what Jake is. We're giving them the right direction, and we're telling them that the bridge is down, but they're telling us to go F ourselves, and we're being negative. Now, once I tell you that the bridge is down, and there's people that are drowning down there, and you go anyway, and then you start drowning, you help me, I'm not going to help you, man. I don't give a damn who you are. I'm not going to help you. All right? I really want to curse, but it says to set a seal upon, mark with a seal, to seal for security from Satan. for security from Satan. Satan is in black people as well as in white people. Israelite as well as in Edomites. And Esau is just a robot. He's just a robot that the Most High programmed to bring us in slavery and put hell on us, man. Esau don't even know what the hell he's doing, man. He's just programmed, man. You niggas are not. You niggas are just being wicked, man. That's why the scripture said my people are more wicked than the wicked. Because you were programmed to do righteousness, man. Esau is doing exactly what the Most High wants him to do. The Most High programmed this man to do what the hell he did, man. It says, since things sealed up are concealed as the contents of a letter, to hide, keep in silence, keep secret, a secret letter, in order to mark a person or thing, to set a mark. Now, it ain't talking about charagma, all right? That's why they can't get the mark of the beast thing. Yeah. And it's coming out all over. It's every time I turn around, there's some new story on the mark, that soccer team in Argentina, you know, Le Tigre, or whatever the name of the soccer team is.
That guy, was he from Liberia? Over there in L.A. You know, he had the chip. He was a soldier.
He had like 4 or 5 chips in him. He said, look, I got a chip under my tongue. I got a chip in my head. I got 2 chips a chip in each leg. And man, he had like 4 or 5 chips. And then them guys, and then he called himself a Christian. And they tried to explain it to him, and it went over his head. Well, you know, I signed a contract. Well, that's what a lot of you jakes said. Well, I signed a contract. I got to, you know. Well, there's nothing that we can do. And then I started getting mad at this dude, man. I said, if I was there, I would have tossed it, look, nigga, go down the street, man. This ain't for you. Because you're going to have to get like that, man. I'm not going to hug you and love you and just try to make you get this. I'm going to identify early that you are not of the elect. Just like I identified Fopi, none of them of the elect, because they haven't did a video on what? Well, that video they did out in the street was like 7 months ago, 6 or 7 months ago, and they ain't put no the last video they put was a sit down, which didn't have nothing to do with the scriptures, and that was like 2.5 months ago. Now, I put the video up there, and I'm pretty sure they saw it, but they're not going to respond. You know why? Because they're ashamed, man. So you bucked up, and the Quanaf said, I'm the elder right now. 2-3 years in, you an elder, and then you said the last speaking you did, when them cats were speaking, you came up and he said, we're getting tired. I said, no, and I saw you getting tired, man. And there's going to be a time you ain't going to see us out here no more. And that was the time when you said that. Nigga, what the hell you mean you getting tired, man? You only got 3 years in. Right. I've been in this thing for 3 years, man. Yeah, that's right. So, but why did you do that? Because you're not of the elect. You're not of the elect. Because if you was, you would have went to the GMS camp down there in the DC brothers down there, man. Which one of them is up here with us today. And he's from Nigeria. For you got Israelite groups, ISUPK. If you tell them, look, I'm from Nigeria, well, you're a heathen. You know, you're a Hamite. No, that's bullshit, man. You got Israelites that live in, was it Benin, help me out. Senegal, Liberia. Oh, the guy that got the chip. He's from Liberia. He's an Israelite. Ghana, Sierra Leone, Angola, Cameroon. I mentioned Cameroon, Nigeria, the Igbo people. Hell, Nas is a Yoruba, which goes back to the Igbo. And any talent coming out of Africa is coming out of them places that I mentioned, man. Like Sinke, I believe he's from I don't know if he's from Cameroon or one of them places, but he's an Israelite, man. Oh, he most likely is an Israelite. It says, C, in order to mark a person or a thing, to set a mark upon by the impress of a seal or a stamp. And it's not talking about the same seal or stamp in Revelation, the 13th chapter. This is like an invisible seal. Angels are said to be sealed by the Most High. So they don't got no mark in them. They don't got no chip in them. Of the Mende people. In order to prove, confirm, or test a thing, to confirm, authenticate, place beyond doubt, which we did with the reincarnation thing. We broke it down, and there's no doubt that reincarnation, man, is mentioned in the scriptures. Of a written document, which is the word, to prove one's testimony to a person that he is what he professes to be. Excuse me. Because what did the Lord say? Give me, what was that, Psalms 40 and 7.
Yeah, this is the book of Psalms, the 40th chapter. And bear with me 1 second. And this is the 7th verse. I'm sorry. 40 verse 7. Then said I, lo, I come. In the volume of the book it is written of me. I delight to do thy will, O my power. Yea, thy law is within my heart. It says, I have preached righteousness in the great congregation. Lo, I have not refrained my lips, O Lord, thou knowest. So pretty much the elect is going to teach the word, just like Yahweh did. It says, I have not hid thy righteousness within my heart. I have declared thy faithfulness and thy salvation. I have not concealed thy loving kindness and thy truth from the great congregation. And that's what? That's the elect. And even among the 2/3, we still are telling them what their fate's going to be. Like the brothers, they were trying to teach that guy from Liberia, trying to, explain to him about the mark of the beast. And after a while, the brother said, you know what, man, you threw anyway. You finished. You already took the chip. There's no hope for you. And what did they do? They read the scripture in Revelation 14 of what's going to happen if you take that mark, if you take that microchip. It says, withhold not thy tender mercies from me, O Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Let thy loving kindness and thy truth continually preserve me. Because this word is what's going to preserve us. This is the salvation right here. All right? So now, okay, you got something. Here you go.
Okay, this is John, and I'm going to give it right back to you. John 6, verse 26. Yahushua answered them and said, verily, verily, I say unto you, ye seek me not because ye saw the miracles, because you were speaking on that, but because ye did eat of the loaves and were filled. Like I can do an experiment, man. I can go to a park somewhere where Jake is. When I say Jake, I'm talking about any of the tribes, and cook. Let's say it's the Spanish tribes. I'll cook some arroz con candules and some chicken, stewed chicken or whatever, or I'll cook like some barbecue chicken and some good stuff, man. Mac and cheese, And I tell people, look, this is food. This is free food or whatever. They'll come lining up to get that food. You know?
Thanksgiving.
So this is what the Lord said. And you know, Jake likes it. That's one thing Jake likes to do. They like to eat, you know?
Happy Thanksgiving.
They like to eat that garbage too.
Happy Thanksgiving.
It says, I'll read that again, 26. Yahweh answered them and said, Verily, verily, I say unto you, ye seek me not because ye saw the miracles, meaning the works, because that's what the ISUPK is doing. I mean, it's a good thing that they're doing. That's a good thing, of course. You know, you're helping black people, but the Most High didn't send you down to help black people. The Most High didn't send you down here to give people food. The real food is this truth. And the ones that come to hear your truth, as long as you feed them, they're gonna listen. As soon as you run out of food, they're gonna go to the next. They're going on to the next one, moving to the next one, man. That's right. But because ye did eat of the loaves and were filled.
We got enough for everybody. This is not
And Jake likes to eat until they filled too, you know.
Can you get in line?
Labor not for the meat which perisheth. When you eat, whatever you eat, it goes into your colon. You know, it goes into your stomach, into your colon, and it comes out, you know, from your private, you know, from when you go to the bathroom, all right, from your rectum, all right, and then you need more food. You know, 5 hours later you need more food, so you do the same thing. It says, labor not for the meat which perisheth, perish, but for that meat which endureth unto everlasting life. Now, what's that meat? This truth. And when I say this truth, I'm talking about the whole truth of these scriptures, like the reincarnation part, the mark of the beast being the chip part, the Cornelius being the Israelite part. Give me some more. Oh, we're the Israelites. The Most High is only dealing with the Israelites, and among the Israelites, he's dealing with the elect, an elective Israelite, a certain chosen elect of Israel. Because we are, as a nation, tells you that, I believe that's in Isaiah 45, if I'm not mistaken, where it speaks about Israel being of the elect. Yeah. What was that, Isaiah 45 and 14, something like that. But read that. And ultimately, we are of the elect. But then there's an elect within the elect. And right now, the Most High is only gathering the elect. And I believe that the elect is pretty much sealed, man. Because it says, when this gospel shall be matter of fact, I'm going to read that. Because what's going on now is you have a lot of different Israelite groups out there, man. You got a lot of our people that at one time were among GMS. They broke off because either they were disenchanted or they see a different breakdown that we see it. So there's a lot of confusion out there with the different groups, with the different Israelite groups. You got the Old Testament Israelites, you got the New Testament, you got the Old and the New Testament, the Messianic Israelites, which we're classified as. But then you got breakdowns among us. You got a lot of groups that came out of One West, which among those many groups that broke off out of from One West, they have different doctrines. That's why they're not together. You know? It says, so being that we're in this situation, now you have people out there that are confused. Well, the ones of you that can't get it, it ain't meant for you to get it. The ones of you that can get it, you're going to get it. But you have to be of the elect. It says, Matthew 24, verse 10, it says, and then shall many be offended. And that's what's going on right now. You got a lot of guys are being offended because we teach certain things. Yep. And then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another, because there's a lot of hate going back and forth. Like you got Lahab on Blaze Judah talking about the Lord. There's no laws. There's no Sabbath. We don't got to keep the Passover. We don't got to keep no laws. And then what else did he say? He said something else. He said a couple of things that are clearly against what we're teaching. It says, and many false prophets shall arise. And we see that. And shall deceive many. So a lot of y'all are being deceived. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, meaning the truth that you got, you keep teaching it, you never stop until the end, the same shall be saved. 14. And this gospel, which the word gospel translates from the Greek, I think it's euangelion, which translates into good news or good tidings. And this gospel or good news of the kingdom shall be preached. And the word preach, loosely translated, mean publicize, all right? In all the world for a witness unto all nations. Now, what was it? What made that possible? The internet, YouTube, all right? And then shall the end come. So when you say, oh, we can be here another 20, no. YouTube came on the scene back in 2005. People started really going on it in 2006, and we got on it in the summer of 2007. And then everything blossomed from that, man. You got Israelite groups that watched our videos and other videos and not get in contact with us or IUIC or ISUPK and just started their own thing. You know, they got the different videos and got good with, you know, bringing out precepts, and then they do their own thing. They come up with their own name, and they got most of the scriptures right, but a lot of it they got wrong. But then they come against the guys who they were taught by, whether it was us or IUIC or ISUPK or GOCC. Now GOCC teach that Edomites can make it, that they're going to be Edomites that's going to make it. That's not scriptural. They're going off. Mermaids, they're going off. They teach that there's a place called hell. They're going off. You got groups out there, all them groups all teach the same thing about the Sabbath. The Sabbath is Friday, sundown, and Saturday, sundown. The word Friday is not in the scriptures, and the word Saturday is not in the scriptures. It says, okay, I'm going to read that again, 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Okay, that's all I'm going to read on that. Let me go back to St. John. Okay, 27, verse St. John 6:27. Labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for the meat that endureth unto everlasting life, which is this truth. What we're doing right now is we're feeding you right now, okay? Which the Son of Man shall give unto you. How is he going to give it unto you? Through the book. Because it said in Psalms, I come in the volume of the book, it is spoken of me. It is written of me. For him hath the Most High, the Father, sealed. So before he sealed us, he sealed his Son. It says, then said they unto him, what shall we do that we might work the work of the Most High? So his disciples are saying, so what do we got to do? How do we do this thing? How do we go about it? It said, Yahweh answered and said unto them, this is the work of the Most High, that ye believe on him whom he have sent. So in other words, you believe and follow what Yahweh said. So what did Yahweh say do? He said, go out to the highways and the byways, among other things. It says, they said therefore unto him, what sign showeth thou then, that we may see and believe thee? These are the other Israelites, rather. What doeth thou work? Our father did eat manna in the desert, so they're going back to the example of Moses. As it is written, he gave them bread from heaven to eat. Now that bread that he gave represented what? It represented right now we're feeding you with manna. We're feeding you with manna. It's spiritual manna, angels' food. Then Yahweh said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, Moses gave you not the bread from heaven. even though it physically came down from it came down, right? It says, Moses gave you not that bread from heaven, but my Father giveth you the true bread from heaven. It says, for the bread of the Most High is he which cometh down from heaven and giveth life unto the world, which he's talking about himself, Yahweh Shai. Yep. And he giveth what? He giveth life unto the world. How did he give him life? He gave him this word. Right. It says, then said they unto him, Lord, Yahweh Shai, evermore give us this bread. And Yahweh Shai said unto him, I am the bread of life. Let's go back to Psalms 40 and 7. I come in the volume of the book, it is spoken of me. It is written of me. So you want to eat, you got to eat this, but you got to have somebody feed you. Somebody got to show you how to eat it. Yeah. All right? It says, 35 again, and Yahweh Shai said unto them, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger. But wait a minute. We got to eat. We're going to eat later tonight. The next day we're going to eat, right? We're going to eat physical food. So it's obviously not talking about physical food. It says, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger. And he that believeth on me, and part of that is worship, shall never thirst. You got thirsty niggas out there, man. My man Alizé, he's getting thirsty. He's mad, and we ain't giving him nothing, man. He knocking on the door trying to get a meal. We got the clothes, you know. Come back in 25 years from now. You go to the sellers and buy. But I said unto you that ye also have seen me and believe not. So there's some of y'all that's seen the Lord. How have you seen the Lord? When you read them scriptures. When you read the scriptures and say, nah, reincarnation is not in the scriptures, you see the Lord, but you really don't see him. 36 again, but I said unto you that ye also have seen me and believe not. So you know that this is the truth, and you said, nah, I ain't going to believe that, man. You guys that came into this truth, you did whatever amount of years that you did, and you went back into the world for whatever reason, you know, you never believed in this, man. You were going by the motions. And a lot more of you guys are going to fall off, man. 37, all that the Father giveth me shall come to me, and him that cometh to me I will in no wise cast out. For I come down from heaven not to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me. And this is the Father's will which hath sent me, that of all which he hath given me I should lose nothing, but should raise it up again at the last day. So are we in the last days? We are in the last days. So the Most High took the men that was with him, that followed him, starting with the apostles on down. I'm talking about the apostles back then, which were disciples, and they're back again. And that right there proves that's reincarnation. Because Peter's not walking around. Ain't no guy walking around with John. Here you got Peter. Here you got, because them niggas think that, resurrection. Here you got Peter came out the grave in Israel, and he swam to America. And he's walking around with some sheep behind him, some actual sheep, and with a shepherd's staff. And he got John walking, looking up, looking at the skyscrapers. You got Andrew, you know, you got James, you got Bartholomew, you know. You ain't gonna see them. They're not here, my man. Those men are not here, but their spirit are here in other men, which they're the same men, you know. If you can't get it, I can't help you. I can't help you, man. Can't do nothing for you, man. And by the way, Flavor Flav is Nigerian too. He's Igbo.
He can't get a burger at an ISUPK cookout.
Can't get a burger. It says 38. For I came down from heaven not to do mine own will, but the will of him that sent me. Why do you think we go out week after week? Why do you think we put up these shows? Why do you think we put up them sit downs in the middle of the week? Because we're compelled to do it, man. At one time we did it because we read, oh, we're supposed to do this, so we do it. Now we just do it. We don't even think. This is what we live for, man. And you people look forward to these shows, man. Oh, especially the scoffers. They can't wait for the new shows to talk their shit. And this is the Father's will which have sent me, that of all which he have given me, I should lose nothing, but should raise it up again at the last day. And this is the will of him that sent me. Oh, am I read that again? I'm sorry. All right, 41. The Jews then murmured at him because he said, I am the bread which came down from heaven. So they were bucking up against what he was saying, because in their mind, now this guy ain't the Messiah. Which they knew he was the Messiah, but because of their pride and their wickedness, and they were blind, they refused to see it, right? And they said, is not this Yahushua, the son of Joseph? So they said, this is some common guy. This ain't no, this is some nigga we know that nigga his father. Yeah. That's how the attitude was. Who father and mother we know. Look, we know your mother and your father. You talking about you the Messiah? How is it then that he saith, I come down from heaven? Because they're thinking he's going to actually come down from heaven. Oh, there he is. There's the Messiah. He's coming down from the clouds. No, it said he was going to be born. What did it mean that he came down from heaven? Meaning the Most High from heaven, from on high, put the Spirit in Mary when Joseph had sex. And that's another thing. You got guys out there, GOCC says that Joseph never had sex with Mary to have a child. Comfy's crew, they said that Mary never had no children. The Lord never had no brothers or sisters. Those were his cousins. And you guys, you deceivers out there, the Most High gonna get you, man. I don't give a damn what the fuck Lahab teaches, man. I'm not concerned about what that madman, that black madman, and that's this guy from Blackula. What's the guy's name? William something.
Even though the word does ignite the
hey man, I was watching him doing the interview, man. Hey man, and that's King Mama Walde.
From seeing you perform, my fellow, I can understand what you're saying, because I did understand it much better. Of course, I was amazed
so pretty
by
much,
your grace.
this is basically dealing with the elect, and this truth that's being taught is that light, that's shining, to gather the elect. All right, this is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 7, verse 26. It says, behold, the time shall come that these tokens which I have told thee shall come to pass. That's the Most High speaking to Ezra. And the bride shall appear, which is Israel, which is the elect, and she coming forth shall be seen, that now is withdrawn from the earth, because at one time we were withdrawn from the earth. People didn't respect Jake, whether you were so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indian, whatever you were. We weren't getting no kind of respect. It says, and whosoever is delivered from the foresaid evils shall see my wonders, meaning that when the time comes, the ones that are be delivered from the things that are happening, shall see Yahushai and the wonders that he's going to bring. It says, for my son Yahushai shall be revealed with those that be with him, which are the angels, and they that remain, and also the elect, and they that remain shall rejoice within 400 years. So now when Yahushai came, that when Ezra was on the scene, a period of time went by when Yahushai actually did come on the scene, right? It says, after these years shall my son, the Messiah, Mashiach, Yahushai, die, and all men that have life. So Yahushai went back to the spirit world, and the men, the disciples, which became apostles, and the rest of the men that were teaching, eventually they were crucified or put to death by the Romans or stoned, and killed. So the men they had the life. Why? Because they had this word. This word is the life. All right? They all died. And the world shall be turned into the old silence 7 days. So there was a period of time where the truth wasn't out. Even though they had the Bible, they had the Gospels, they had the Old Testament, the Torah, the Tanakh, you know, but they didn't have the light of the truth, right? It says, and the world shall be turned into the old silence 7 days, like as in the former judgments, so that no man shall remain. So Jacob's pretty much lost. They were gone. And then after 7 days, the world that yet awaketh not shall be raised up. And that's the coming to this time. And after 7 days, the world that awaketh not shall be raised up. Why? Because who started that? A man by the name of Abba Bivens. He's the one that turned the hearts of the children back to the Father. You know, Malachi, yeah. I gotta
because Yahweh Shai, when he was speaking to the disciples in Matthew 17, when he said, Elijah shall truly first come and restore all things, Yahweh Shai was talking about Abba. But then they said, but he already came. So he came as John the Baptist, then he came back as Abba Bivens.
I got the scripture for you. The book of Malachi 4 and 5. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse.
Right, because back then, during the time when John the Baptist came, he was a voice in the wilderness, and he fulfilled that. You know, but then now when he came as Abba Bivens, he fulfilled that because it says before the great and terrible day of the Lord. Back then, the great and terrible day of the Lord didn't come. It's talking about this time now. So Abba Bivens was the one that fulfilled that, right? Which proves reincarnation. It says, and after, back in 2nd Ezra 7:31, and after 7 days, the world, meaning a complete amount of days, you have something?
Yeah, to back you up, the book of Matthew, the 17th chapter, beginning at the 10th verse, and his disciples asked him, saying, why then say they the scribes that Elias must first come? You know, you can break it down. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Elias truly shall first come and restore all things. But I say unto you that Elias is come already, and they knew him not, but have done unto him whatsoever they listed.
Right, because that was John the Baptist when he came. You know, that's why he was Herod had pretty much chopped his head off. You know, for teaching against him.
Likewise shall also the Son of Man suffer of them. Then the disciples understood that he spoke unto them of John the Baptist.
Right, because they understood reincarnation, unlike some of you clowns out there. So going back to 2nd Ezra 7:30.
You can't call them clowns. Just call them lost souls.
You lost souls out there. All right. You know, you really don't. You know, I mean, if the Lord don't open up your mind, you're not gonna get it.
Lost souls found at waterfront bars.
And who are they?
Refuse, found in waterfront bars.
Shanghai?
Just lost drunken men who don't know where they are and no longer care.
Where are we?
I don't care.
It says, and after 7 days, the world that awaketh not shall be raised up, and that shall die that is corrupt. So the ones that are corrupt are going to die, and the ones that are elect are going to be restored. And the earth shall restore those that are asleep in her. That's twofold. That's talking about actual ones that are in the graves and the Israelites that were asleep, like the dry bones in the valley. And so shall the dust those that dwell in silence. In other words, the ones that were in confusion are going to be woken back up. And this began with Abba Bivens. And the secret places shall deliver those souls that were committed unto them. And the Most High shall appear upon the seat of judgment, and misery shall pass away, and the long suffering shall have an end. But judgment only shall remain, truth shall stand, and faith shall wax strong. And that's what we're coming to right now. And the work shall follow, and the reward shall be showed. And the good deeds shall be a force, and wicked deeds shall bear no rule. So that's the times that we're living in right now. So now, in the book of Zephaniah 1 and 12, it says, and it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles. And that's what's happening right now. Jerusalem, which is Israel, which is really right now is the elect, are being searched out by candles. And how do we know that they're being searched out by candles? What is the candles? The candles is this truth. This is the light. Because whatsoever reveals anybody's deeds, that's considered to be light. It's in the book of Ephesians. Word is something like that. I cannot think of the name, but or the actual wording. But it's in I believe it's in Ephesians, and then there's one in I believe Matthew. I'm sorry, John the 3rd chapter. You had some?
Yeah, precept, because you mentioned about the candle. Also, the candle is us too, because we're the vessel that carry the knowledge. Luke 8:16, it says, "No man, when he have lighted a candle, covereth it with a vessel, or putteth it under a bed, but setteth it on a candlestick, that they which enter in may see the light."
Right, and that's what you're supposed to do with the truth. That's what the scriptures say, better is he that hideth his folly than he that hideth his wisdom. Because the wisdom is that light. The scriptures say, wisdom maketh a man's face to shine. So that's the light. And that's what the Lord is using to search out for the elect. That's why it says back in Zephaniah, it says 1:12, "And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles." Now this is what Yahweh Shai told the disciples, Luke 12:35. "Let your loins be girded about and your lights shining." And your lights burning. Why? Because the ones that are part of the elect are going to see that light, and they're going to come to that light to be sealed.
Another precept, the book of Psalms 18:28. "For thou wilt light my candle, the Lord my power will enlighten my darkness." That's right. King David said that.
That's right, because that King David is one of those candles. He has the keys, right? And it goes on to say, Luke 12:36, "And ye yourselves like unto men that wait for their Lord, when he will return from the wedding, that when he cometh and knocketh, they may open unto him immediately. Blessed are those servants whom the Lord, when he cometh, shall find watching. Verily I say unto you, that he shall gird himself and make them to sit down to meat, and will come forth and serve them." Because there is a reward coming for those that endure unto the end. So the job of the prophets, the job of the teachers, is to have their lights or their loins burning, which is your mind, and you go out there and you teach and proclaim this word out, so that on the tower, so that those Israelites out there that are part of the elect can see that light, can be drawn to that light, and can be sealed by that light. Okay? So now,
one more precept.
Okay.
Revelation 2:5. "Remember therefore from whence thou art fallen, and repent and do the first works, or else I will come unto thee quickly, and will remove thy candlestick out of his place, except thou repent."
That's right. Except thou repent. So going back to Zephaniah 1:12, "And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles, and punish the men that are settled on their lees, that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil." So that's you scoffers, you scorners, you false prophets out there. Nate, General Yohana, Lahab, all the rest of you guys, Rakaf and the GOCC, all the rest of you guys that's misleading the people. All right? So now...
Yeah, if I may say that, also by not telling them the truth of what's coming and of what time we're really in, they're misleading the people. They're defrauding the Lord's people.
Can I say this? And it says in Revelation, the book of Revelation, the 22nd chapter, 18 and 19 verse, about adding or taking away. Are you ready to deal with that? When the Most High, when Yahweh Shai come back, are you really willing to deal with that? Because we are. Everything that we teach, we stand by it. Okay? Yeah. If teaching reincarnation was added to the book, then we'll deal with the punishment. But we know that we're right. Yeah. Scriptures speak about a more sure. Matter of fact, get that. Because we're sure about this, man. Them two guys that are Aparim, and I forget the other man's name, they came on the air like they always been teaching. I remember them guys go back to the 90s. Yeah. So when them splits came, we ain't seen them guys in years.
Yeah, for a while they were gone.
And then when YouTube came on the scene, they came around. One of the Upper Rhyme came out maybe in 08, 09, and he did a couple of videos. Then you didn't see him for another couple of years. Yeah. And now all of a sudden, the Most High doesn't work like that, man. The Most High ain't taking no men, the disciples, and going to have them hide in a mountain for 20 years and all of a sudden bring them out. And that's how you know that these guys wasn't right, man. And had nobody ever did any videos on Israel, guys wasn't going to do it. Right. You know?
Yeah, like that scripture I just read about the candle. When no man lighteth a candle and put it under a bushel. If Aparam, if he was...
That's what they did. They put
right.
it under a bushel.
If he was... Yeah. There you go. So, yeah,
this is 2 Peter 1 and 19. We have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto you do well that you take heed, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place, until the day dawn and the day star arise in your hearts.
No, I got this here. Colossians 1 and 20 on down. It says, and having made peace through the blood of his cross, by him to reconcile all things. Now you got some jakes out. When we first got out, we were talking to this one brother out of Philadelphia who were teaching him. Then they used his username. I forget the guy's name. And we said that this guy's a different guy. So we asked him, are you somebody else? Yeah, I'm his cousin. Okay, that thing about the cross, he wasn't hung on no cross. He was hung on a tree. Now you're going to make, that you can stay away from a nigga like that. Because he'll go into that detail of, no, he was on a tree. It was a tree. Wasn't no cross. It don't make, whether it's a tree or a cross, it don't matter. You make crosses from trees, nigga. All right? And that's why, we're seasoning this thing. If you come up and we know that you're full of SHIT, we're not going to link. We're gonna tell you, look, man, move on to the next one, man. We're not going to bend over backwards to get, we got the truth. You either take it or you don't take it, man. It says, that's right. Say that.
So you could lead a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink.
And there's a lot of horses out there that don't want to be led or don't want to drink.
Yeah, I looked up the word tree.
Go ahead.
Is the Greek word.
Strong's G 3586. Xulon. Xulon.
It says that which is made of wood. So just like you said, it says tree, but what is a cross made out of? It's made out of wood that comes from trees. Mm-hmm. It says.
But if Jacob write a whole book on it, he'll write a whole book, and Jacob spend money to buy it, man, and think that they're deep.
Yeah, that which is made of wood, as a beam from which one is suspended, a gibbet, a cross.
Okay, it says Colossians 1 and 20, verse 20. And having made peace through the blood of his cross, meaning he was put on a cross, by him to reconcile all things unto himself. Reconcile all things, meaning bring back, starting with the elect of Israel, all right? And ultimately all of Israel, but it's starting with the elect of Israel. By him I say, whether they be things in the earth or things in heaven. And you that were sometimes alienated and enemies in your mind by wicked works, yet now have he reconciled. 22, in the body of his flesh through death, to present you holy and unblameable and unreprovable in his sight. So, in other words, you did a crime worthy of death, and somebody says, I'll take the penalty for you. So then you're free. So that's what Yahweh Shai did, okay? It says, 22 in the body. 23. If ye continue in the faith, grounded and settled, and be not moved. In other words, something else come around. You find this woman, and you get her pregnant and all that, and she's a drama queen, and you're going to miss going out to the camp and miss doing things because you're dealing with your woman and all that drama she has to give you, baby mama drama. So you take a month off, and then that month turns into 6 months. And we've seen that, man. We've seen guys kind of fall off and try to make it. Well, I'm going to definitely be out there this week. And then that weekend don't show up, man. And then eventually he's out of there, and the next thing he's cursing us out. It says, if you can in the faith grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel, the good news, which is the kingdom, which ye have heard. Where'd you hear it? Either you heard it on the street or you heard it on YouTube, all right? Or you heard it on YouTube and you said, let me go out there on the street to see these guys. And which was preached to every creature, meaning Israelites out there, because the vehicle upon where this word blossomed was through the internet, through YouTube, which is under heaven, wherefore I, Paul, am a minister. It says, 24, who now rejoice in my suffering for you and fill up that which is behind of the afflictions of Yahushua in my flesh for his body's sake, which is the church. The church is the people, the elect. Wherefore I am made a minister according to the dispensation of the Most High, which is given to me for you, which is given to me, this is Paul speaking, which is given to him, Paul, for who? For you, to fulfill the word of the Most High. So the Most High gave it to one man, and that man gives it to other men, and other men give it to other men. And they give it to their men, their families. Okay? Let me read that again. Who, 24, who now rejoice in my suffering for you, and fill up that which is behind of the afflictions of Yahushua, the Mashiach, in my flesh for his body's sake, which is the church. 25. This thing is fucking acting stupid, man. Bear with me for a minute. "25. Whereof I am made a minister according to the dispensation of the Most High, which is given to me for you, to fulfill the word of the Most High." So that's how the word of the Most High is fulfilled. It's given to me, or given to that person to give to somebody else. Now, if you don't do that, and something happened in your life, and you got to take care of this, and your grandmama's sick, and you off for 6 months, the Most High ain't dealing with cats like you. I mean, it's harsh, but hey, this word is harsh, man. This truth is harsh. That's why guys only tap the surface. They don't go deep, man. Because this word will offend you. I got more. It says, even the mystery, which this is for the cat that says, well, I'm gonna break it down myself. Nigga, you can't break it down yourself. The Most High set up a man to teach you. It says, even the mystery which have been hid from ages and from generations, but is made manifest to his saints. Who are the saints? The Israelites. They ain't made manifest to Esau or Hamites or other nations or Moabites. It's made manifest to the saints, to whom the Most High would make known what is the riches of the glory of this mystery among the Gentiles. The Gentiles, you got a lot of groups that come across that word Gentile and say it's talking about other nations. It's talking about Israelites. As we say, Israelite foreigners, which is Yahushua in you hope, and you the hope of glory, whom we preach meaning made public to you, publicize it, warning every man and teaching every man in all wisdom, all meaning 100%. So we got to give you the whole book. Let me read that again. Whom we preach, and the word preach means to prophesy. whom we preach, warning every man and teaching every man in all wisdom, that we may present every man perfect in Yahweh. So when you come into this thing, you got to be perfect. All right? Whereunto I also labor, striving according to this work, which work in me mightily.
That's right. That's right. So that's pretty much what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to teach, to gather the Lord's elect. Matter of fact, let me read this over here real quick. This is your job, man. Your job is not to be, jet setting, here, there, all over the place, to open up this and open up that, and and not really be teaching.
Like in the military, what does MOS mean?
It's your job title, but I can't.
Right. So the Most High gave us our MOS. So you ask me, what's my MOS? My MOS is to teach this gospel, man. Matter of fact, you can look it up. If you look it up, you got it. Go ahead and read it. Because that's what the brother, what's the brother in L.A.? Barack asked the dude, because he said he was in the military. He said, I was in the military too. So he said, what's your MOS? And then he said he was an MP. Go ahead and read it.
It's military occupational specialty. That's your your job title, and it all goes by a number and letter, depending on what you are. Whether you're infantry, whether you're somebody that deals with the arms, somebody that's a cook, whatever you're into, medical, whatever you're into, that you have a MOS, and they'll give you like a number with a letter on it, and that let a person know what you were, what you are, pretty much. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, verse 15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. And it shall come to pass, when you be multiplied and increased in the land in those days, saith Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, they shall say no more the ark of the covenant of the Lord, neither shall they remember it, neither shall they visit it, neither shall that be done any more. At that time they shall call Jerusalem the throne of the Lord, and all nations shall be gathered unto it, to the name of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, to Jerusalem. Neither shall they walk any more after the imagination of their evil heart. In those days the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers. And that's the time we're coming to. But it begins with the men that the Lord set up, to teach you so that you could be sealed. This is really the main purpose for us out there teaching is for our salvation, and so the Lord can seal the elect. And then his words can be fulfilled, because he said his words don't go out void.
Yeah, this is 1 Corinthians 12, verse 14. For the body is not one member, but many. That's why each one of us have a spiritual MOS. If the foot say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? And if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? And this is basics, man, because you people are so goddamn lost, man. If the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? But now hath the Most High set the members, every one of them, in the body as it hath pleased him. So in other words, the Most High gave you a position. Some of you are teachers, some of you are helpers. You got different. I'm gonna read all the positions that you have, but now he have set the members, every one of them, in the body as it have pleased him. So we're doing the will of the Most High. We're not doing what we want to do. It says, and if they were all one member, where were the body? But now are they many members, yet but one body. And the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of thee, nor again the head to the feet. I have no need of you. Nay, much more those members of the body which seem to be more feeble are necessary. It says, and those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, upon these we bestow more abundant honor, and our uncomely parts have more abundant comeliness. For our comely parts have no need, but the Most High have tempered the body together, having one more abundant honor to that part which lacked. Now you got these other Israelite groups, their mantra is, we got to all get together. You got people on the comment board, well, why can't y'all all get together? The only problem is y'all got to all get together. There's no way in the hell we can get all together. Because them other bodies are false bodies, man. They're not of the elect. They're not of the elect, man. That's why we can't get together. There's no way I can get together with a group of guys that say, teaching that when it comes to Cornelius, I got to sit there and hear this guy say Cornelius is an Edomite. Or Edomites can make it. That's why we don't get together with them guys, man. It's foreign, man. As a matter of fact, let me hold that and get Amos.
That's just like the Lord gave you a body with different organs in it, and you try to remove one of your organs and put another organ in there. It doesn't work. That's why the body rejects it, because it's not a part of the body. So that's right. So if you have something there that don't belong, eventually it's going to be removed out of the way, because that's why Esau has to give you them synthetic drugs to help have the body accept that part. But it's because it doesn't belong in the body, and the body knows that. That's why whenever there's some type of infection or anything, the body attacks it because it doesn't belong there,
It says here in Amos 3, verse 3, can two walk together except they be agreed? Then it says here in, go ahead and say something.
2 Corinthians 6:14, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers, for what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion have light with darkness? That's pretty much it.
There's more to that too, because it goes into more in depth with it. Because really you're not supposed to, anybody that's not teaching what you're teaching, you're supposed to have no dealings with them.
The next verse, and what concord have Yahweh with Belial, and what part have ye?
So can you invite Kemetic brothers to the Passover?
Oh, hell no. No way. Yeah, they're
right.
Belial. And what concord have Yahweh with Belial, and what part have he that believeth with an infidel?
The word infidel means an unbeliever. If you believe that Cornelius is an Edomite, then you're an infidel. You're an unbeliever, all right? And like I said, we well know what Revelation, the 22nd chapter, and 18 and 19 verses talking about added and taken away, okay? We well know, okay? It's very dangerous to teach something that you're not sure of. Yeah. Because you're going to have to deal with that judgment. This is in 1 Corinthians 1, verse 10. Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name Yahweh. Another thing, guy teaching Christ, you could have no company with that dude. Watch, a lot of them guys that are under Nate, they're gonna leave Nate when that mark of the beast thing, the microchip RFID thing, when they start actually implement it. A lot of them gonna stay and take it because they're zombies. A lot of them are gonna wake up and leave, man. It says, now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of Yahweh, by the name of Yahweh Shai, the HaMashiach, that ye all speak the same thing, and that there be no division among you, but that ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment. Which we bring this out all the time as a basic scripture, but if somebody's teaching that mermaids is in the scriptures, you can't keep company with them. That Edomites are gonna make it. You can't keep company with guys like that.
And the Apostle Tar just read that, that you're supposed to be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same spirit. And he read also in 1 Corinthians, the 12th chapter, where it says, let me see if I can get there real quick. It says, this is 1 Corinthians 12:24, for our comely parts have no need, but the Most High have tempered the body together, having given more abundant honor to that part which lacked. Why? Because every part in the body is necessary, is needful, But then I looked up the word tempered, and it's from the Greek word sugkeran numai or numi. It says to mix together, commingle, to unite. Cause the several parts to combine into an organic structure, which is the body, to unite one thing to another. And that's what's called the synergy. A synergy is many different components working together for the same cause. And that's what's happening. You have different parts of the body all working in conjunction to help the body function so that the body can be functional. That's the same thing with this truth. You have the different members, of whether you're an apostle or an elder or a captain or a general or a leader, or a teacher or a prophet, whatever or a help. All those different parts work together as a synergy to keep this word going, to keep this word publishing, or keep it going out there, keep it teaching. You had something, Apostle Gabar?
Yeah. First, I don't know if you were reading 1 Corinthians 12.
Kind of Apostle I was reading.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, if you yeah.
Okay. 1 Corinthians 12 and 25, that there should be no schism.
Yep.
In the body.
That's right.
But that the members should have the same care one for another.
That's right.
Now, if you look that word schism up, the Greek word is schisma, and it says a division, a dissension.
Right.
So that's what would happen if we got together with those other guys. There'd be schisms in the body.
You would never be able to come to an agreement.
No.
That's why when them guys get together, the Hebrew war machine, nobody calls on the name of the Most High, to the Creator, in the name of the Creator, or to the blessings of the Creator, to the power of the heaven and the universe, of the Father. They can't call His name because they all have different doctrines and different beliefs on what the name is, and that it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work, it never works. It's just like you're trying to mix oil and water. You can mix it; it'll look like it's mixing, but then you leave it, and everything's gonna float apart.
Quick precept: the book of John 17:20 and 21. Neither pray I for these alone, but for them also which believe on me through their word, that they all may be one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee, that they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that thou hast sent me. Because Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai and Yahweh are one in understanding, one in the same spirit. And Yahweh Shai desires that all the men that are under him be the same way.
That's right.
So if we join with these other guys, how the hell are we going to be one? When every guy has a different revelation, a different doctrine.
Yes, and the Most High and Yahweh Shai are in perfect accord. That's why it says in one mind, that they're one. It's not that they're the same person, because you have people that have no understanding and they try to use that scripture and say that the Most High and Yahweh Shai are the same person. No, that's not what it means. What it means is that they're perfectly joined together with the same doctrine, with the same mind frame, the same things. Whatever the Most High says, Yahweh Shai says. Yahweh Shai doesn't contradict the Most High.
To add to what you're saying, by the way, that's when the power came.
Right. Yep.
When the spiritual power came after Yahweh Shai went after the 40 days. The scripture, I believe, says they were all in one accord, meaning one mind, one heart. Then the power came, man. Here's another one to add to it. The book of 1 Corinthians, 1 Corinthians, the 14th chapter, 26th verse. How is it then, brethren, when ye come together, every one of you have a psalm, have a doctrine, have a tongue, have a revelation, have an interpretation. Let all things be done unto edifying.
This is Ephesians 5, verse 6. Let no man deceive you with vain words. For because of these things cometh the wrath of the Most High upon the children of disobedience. And the children of disobedience is talking about you Israelites that are not right. Be not ye therefore partakers with them, for ye were sometimes darkness, but now are ye light in Yahushua. Walk as children of light. It says, for the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth, proving what is acceptable unto Yahushua, or Yahushua. Proving what is acceptable. What does he accept? All right? Having a cookout on a so-called Sabbath, does the Most High accept that? And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. So the different groups that are outside of us, you don't have no fellowship with them, but then you cut them, you reprove them. That's what the scriptures is saying, okay? You don't get together and be politically correct with them. Ain't no way in the hell you got a Old Testament Israelite and a Messianic Israelite, they're going to get together and then they're going to stay together. Them guys broke up. They tried to have a meeting and they went their separate way. They were trying to be nice with each other, but things didn't work out. And I said that before it happened. It says, for it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. But all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light, for whatsoever doeth make manifest is light. It says, wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepeth. You got guys that know that they're Israelites, but they still sleep. And arise from the dead, and Yahushua shall give thee light. Because a lot of you think you know a couple of scriptures and you got the light. You don't got the light. You gotta know the whole book, man. You know? It goes on to say, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, knowing what time you're living in, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will. Let me read that again. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. And be not drunk with wine. You know what wine is? It's talking about them other philosophies, even among Israel. The mermaid thing, that's being drunk with wine. Cornelius is an Edomite, that's being drunk with wine. The mark of the beast is Christianity and an embargo. That's being drunk with wine. It says, and be not drunk with wine where is excess, but be filled with the Spirit, speaking to yourselves in psalms and in hymns and in spiritual songs, singing and making melody in your heart to Yahweh. And we're making melody. We're singing to you right now, man. It says, submitting yourself one to another in the fear of the Most High. What's the fear of the Most High? Going by what this book says, man.
That's right. And I just want to say this, Nate, he's the master of gradualism. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. Gradualism is something that you push into people's minds a little at a time. You don't give them the whole dose. You give them a little bit at a time. Every time we teach something, he'll teach against it, but then he'll start backpedaling, when the information starts coming out. Now, a brother in the live show, he posted his website, and on his website, they teaching that the new moon is a Sabbath, which we've been teaching that for the longest. Now all of a sudden they teaching it, No, they
probably teaching that. I gotta see it myself. They probably teaching that the new moon is a Sabbath, which we should all know. But then you got the Sabbath, Friday sundown and Saturday sundown. I don't know if they're going by that. You base it on the new moon, and then 7 days after that, whether it fall on a Wednesday, I don't know. Okay, because the new moon is a Sabbath. It just means rest.
But they never taught that the new moon was a Sabbath. The new moon was a feast day to them, you know. But then they say that you can still cook, you know. So that's the point. You know, the point is, you know, little by little things here and there, he's tweaking it. Like the Cornelius thing. He wasn't teaching Cornelius was an Israelite years ago. Then all of a sudden he started teaching it. You know, that's how Nate does. That's how he is.
Yeah, it says here in Proverbs 3, verse 5, it says, trust in Yahweh with all thine heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. I'm going to read that again. Trust in Yahweh with all thine heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. And that's very simple. It says, whatever the Most High gave you, you don't know what to do, read the book. Read the book. Whatever the book says, if your feeble mind thinks, no, I think it should go, put that feeble demon out your mind and go back to what the book says, man.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 55, verse 7. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And basically, you know, and what the mindset that you have now is a westernized mindset. You don't have the mindset that our forefathers had back in the ancient world. You know, we're coming back to that status now.
Yeah, your morals are based on, you know, you read some books on ancient Kemet, so you take some moral from that, but then you got morals that you learned over here in the West. So you got mixed morals. You got morals of Esau, and you got morals of Kemet. So you get emotional about certain things. Like, for example, I'm going to find this.
So it says, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways and your ways, and my thoughts and your thoughts. So it ain't whatever you feel. The Most I don't give a damn about that. It's whatever he feels. That's why the Apostle Torah said you got to go to the book. See, this is the instruction book. You know, this is what you got to go to, and this is what you got to measure, you know, your feelings by. You know, your emotions got to be wrapped up into this. You know, not in money. You have something, Apostle Gabar?
Yeah, the book of Psalm, the 94th chapter, beginning at the 10th verse. He that chastiseth the heathen, shall not he correct? He that teacheth man knowledge, shall he not know? Or shall not he know? The Lord knoweth the thoughts of man, that they are vanity.
That's right. Vanity, vain.
If they don't line up with these scriptures here, that they're basically vanity.
That's right. Yeah, King David said, I said in my haste, all men are liars. You know? Reading on in Isaiah 55 and 10, for as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereunto I sent it.
Yeah, this is an individual by the name of Philo, right? And he was an Alexandrian Jew that lived in Egypt. Now this, you know what I noticed about this guy? His nephew is Tiberius Julius Alexander. And this is what it said about this dude. Which proved he was a Jake. It says, Philo of Alexandria, also called Philo Judaeus, which means Judah, was a Hellenistic Jewish philosopher who lived in Alexandria, meaning Alexandria, Egypt, you know? In the Roman province of Egypt, Philo used philosophical allegory to attempt to fuse and homogenize Greek philosophy with Jewish philosophy. So that's what you Jakes are doing now. You read them African proverbs. Your morals is based upon these African proverbs, but your morals is also is based upon what Esau taught you in school. Let me say this. When you watch the movie The Ten Commandments they made back in the 50s, they gave you, Cecil B. DeMille was behind that whole thing, and he gave you a list of books, and one of those books was known as the Book of Philo. So it's named after this guy. So he got a lot of those accounts from the Book of Philo. He mentioned the Book of Josephus. And he said, but the main book was the Holy Scriptures. But he mentioned Philo and the Josephus.
You found it, Apostle Gabor?
No.
Okay, I got this. This is Acts chapter 17. I'll start at 16. Now while Paul Now while Paul waited for them at Athens, his spirit was stirred in him when he saw the city wholly given to idolatry. Therefore disputed he in the synagogues with the Jews and with the devout persons, and in the market daily with them that met with him. Then certain philosophers of the Epicureans and of the Stoics encountered him. And some said, what will this babbler say? Others some, he seemeth to be a setter forth of strange gods, because he preached unto them Yahweh and the resurrection. And they took him and brought him to Areopagus, saying, may we know what this new doctrine whereof thou speakest is? For thou bringest certain strange things to our ears. We would know, therefore, what these things meant. For all the Athenians and strangers which were there spent their time in nothing else but either to tell or to hear some new thing. And that's pretty much what they would do. They would amalgamate everything that they taught. There was just pretty much a whole gumbo of nonsense, of crap, you know? And they, I mean, I'm sure they had some truths in there, but it was just a whole bunch of different philosophies mixed into one with different emotions, different feelings, and all of that. You had a,
Yeah, I found it. The book of Isaiah 29:13. Wherefore the Lord saith, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth, and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men. You know, example of that is, you heard Elder Apostle Tom mention Philo. You know, he came with his own precept. Then you heard Apostle Elder Ramla read that account. And basically, though, they're teaching the precept of men. You know, coming together to have every different kind of philosophy. No, there's a certain way that the Heavenly Father, through his Son, wants to be worshipped. As a matter of fact, this scripture just came to mind. The true...
I got something real quick.
Okay, yep.
This is Proverbs 18:1. Through desire, a man, having separated himself, seeketh and intermeddleth with all wisdom. You know, you're into all different type of philosophies, all different type of ways. You found it?
Yeah. John 4:22. And this is Yahweh speaking to that woman. This is what he said. He said, ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. But the hour cometh, and now is, talking about right now, at this moment, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. Now, what is the truth? What's written in here? And plus, you got to have the Spirit. The Spirit of the Lord, Yahweh, through his Son, Yahweh Shai, has to be dealing with you, guiding you to worship him. That's how this thing of ours works. When the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. So who is the Father really looking for to worship him? those that worship him in spirit and in truth. Okay? And where's the truth found? Right here in the Bible. All right?
Find them through thy truth. Thy word is truth.
Thy word is truth. Yeah. The truth is found right in the Bible, man. Not in this book and that book. No, in the Bible. Like you said, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. All right? And the Bible is the book of the Lord. All right? The Bible. The Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So Yahushua, he said that twice. You know?
Yeah, this is Psalms 119:49. This is Zion, which you have Psalms 119 is a long book, and it's broken up into the alphabet. You know, Alap, Bayath. All right, now we're down to Zion, right, which means weapon. It says, remember the word unto thy servant, upon which thou hast caused me to hope. So we're hoping upon, my emotions are in this. It says, check this out. This is my comfort in my affliction. What? This. Not no fat, burnt, Pillsbury doughboy looking nigga. And them people that are under him, those people don't study. They're ultimate zombies, man. They just blindly follow him, man. It says, this, because if you came across, wait a minute, hold up, this is talking about the book. How, you know, this is my comfort, the book is my comfort in my affliction. For thy word have quickened me, have made me alive. The proud have had me greatly in derision. Yet have I not declined from thy law. It says, I remember thy judgments of old, O Yahweh, and have comforted myself. So that's part of the comforter too, them laws. It says, horror have taken hold upon me because of the wicked that forsake thy law. Now that's talking about Esau as well as Jake. Because Jake is doing all kind of wickedness, man. It says, thy statutes have been my songs. So we know that this word is a song. When you go back to Revelation, the 14th chapter, about the song, they sung a song that no man could sing that song. You can have a book. You can have the book and quote scriptures all you want. But if you don't know how to sing this song, you're lost. It says, thy statutes have been my song in the house of my pilgrimage. And we're in a pilgrimage right now. We're in a land outside of our land, waiting to go back to our kingdom. So we're pilgrims upon the earth. That tells you that, what's that in Hebrews? It says, I have remembered thy name, O Yahweh, in the night, and have kept thy law. This I had because I kept thy precepts. So, yeah, go ahead.
The book of Isaiah 30:8, it says, now go, write it before them in a table, and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. Well, what book is that? The Bible. It didn't say note it in the books.
I gotta keep reading, man. 57. Thou art my portion, O Yahweh. I have said that I would keep thy words. I entreated thy favor with my whole heart. Mine, be merciful unto me according to thy word. I thought on my ways and turned my feet unto thy testimonies, which is in the word. I made haste and delayed not to keep thy commandments. The bands of the wicked have robbed me, but I have not forgotten thy law. At midnight I will raise to give thanks unto thee because of thy righteous judgments. I am a companion of all them that fear thee. So the guys that are teaching wayward doctrines, we can't be with them because they're not our companions, because they don't fear the Most High. I am a companion of all them that fear thee, and of them that keep thy precepts. The earth, O Yahweh, is full of thy mercy. Teach me thy statutes, which is thy laws. It says, 65, thou hast dealt well with thy servant, O Yahweh, according unto thy word. Teach me good judgment and knowledge, for I have believed thy commandments. Before I was afflicted, I went astray, but now have I kept thy word. Thou art good and doest good. Teach me thy statutes. The proud have forged a lie against me, because they bring a lies against us, and the Most High is going to deal with them. But I will keep thy precepts with my whole heart, thy whole mind. Because you got guys that are lukewarm. That's why the scriptures speak about lukewarm cats. The lukewarm cats, Most High going to spew them out of their mouth. All right? Anyway, with that, I'm gonna pass it.
This is our 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 18. Wherefore comfort one another with these words. So this is the comforter right here. You know? And all one got to do is read the scriptures. You got it.
Psalm 119:9. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word. You know, that's pretty much it.
And with that, we're gonna close, and prophecies are beginning to take place, man. You know, my belief is that the ones that are supposed to be sealed are sealed, or about almost finished to be sealed, because this thing is global right now. You know, and there's a lot. We were talking before we set up. There's a lot of celebrities out there that watch us, man, that know our faces, know us by name and all that, and they know them other groups, and some of them know that we have the truth, and some of them are confused, man. So this thing is overshadowing pretty much everything, man. You know, this Hebrew Israelite thing is like a juggernaut, you know. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.